Yes, sir. It is Thursday night. It is time to talk Colts football. Man, we got some news this week. Got a great wide receiver edition. Also, we had joint practices, two of them back to back with the Atlanta Falcons. Man, so much to cover, not enough time. So, Sammy, go ahead and start me up, please.
Turn up your volume. Because you're about to listen to The Sick Podcast. Anvil Show.
Intercepted! Marlon Jackson! Marlon's got it! We're going to the Super Bowl! We're going to the Super Bowl! Marlon Jackson with the interception! He picked off Tom Brady!
The sickest Indianapolis Colts podcast. It's gonna be sick.
Let me go ahead and officially start this thing. Yes, sir. That is the sound of the anvil. That means we are officially live. Please like, subscribe, follow all the things YouTube, Facebook, X. What's good, CJ? How are you
What's
doing?
going on? I'm good, man. I'm feeling good. These joint practices have been amazing. So very happy about that.
Definitely feeling good. I'm Coach Clyde. Y'all know who I am. Please go ahead and share this to everybody. We are live, and hit that damn bell on YouTube. Sub. Without further ado, we're going to jump right into it. There was a signing this week. If you could, Sammy, please let me know who that was. Yeah. Almost like one of my favorite movies, The Shining. Here's Johnny. In this case, here's Keenan, a.k.a. Slayer.
Yeah.
Yo, we talking about a guy that in 13 seasons, this is now his 14th season. Yes, he is 34 years old. Whatever, who cares? He's about 50 catches away from being in the top 3 all-time catch list. Bro, this dude's still a player. We seen him last year live and in person because the Colts actually played the Chargers. He had a few looks. He made the best of those looks. I mean, the dude had 80 catches, 777 yards, I believe, 4 touchdowns. A lot of people get nervous and afraid because they want to say, oh, what is a 34-year-old guy going to do in the wide receiving group? But he's going to ensure that those sticks keep moving, man. So I'm super stoked about this. Chris, go ahead and tell me how you feel.
Honestly, it's a move that needed to be made. It's a move that I'm glad was made. Honestly, we needed a veteran presence, but I think more so than anything else, we needed a proven veteran presence. You know, we didn't need somebody who, like, some people wanted, like, a Chase Claypool, and you know, while you could say he's a veteran, he didn't have, like, he's been out of the league for 2 years now. Like, this is a true veteran move because I don't know if other people have watched Keenan Allen, but you know, for him to be 34 and him to still play wide receiver at the level he does, it's not just impressive, but I mean, it just shows the consistency that he has over time, and especially in a room where after Alec Pierce and Josh Downs, you're not sure about everybody else after that. So this is a perfect move. You know, he reunited with Shane. That's a great thing because Shane was his coach when he was in San Diego or Los Angeles, however you refer to it. So, I mean, honestly, it's a no-brainer, but I'm just glad it finally happened.
I'm gonna keep it a buck, bro. Like, and kind of what I was saying in that opening about he's coming here. We should definitely, in some way, shape, or form, temper expectations, but also level them with what you've seen recently. Like we know Keenan has pretty much always been one of those guys that's a no BS type of receiver, meaning doesn't have any drops. I mean, he has a few here and there, but typically doesn't drop the ball. He's going to get open on the downs that count, third down. And honestly, he can become a target merchant because he can be that good. And so what I'm saying is, yes, he's got a couple 1,200-yard seasons, some 1,100-yard seasons that happen, you know, at a different point of his career. But at 33 years old, I don't feel as if this is an Andre Johnson move that we made all those years ago or something like that.
No, definitely not. No.
Yeah, I'm not taking a shot at Andre or nothing like that, but I'm saying we just seen this guy be productive for what we need him to be productive for. All of this number one talk. What if AP doesn't play for the first week or the first month? Now he's elevated to number one. He should be like, listen, man, damn all that. Just get open, help the group. Right. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like this is a great ad because I feel like he gets open and he helps the group versus me saying, oh, man, we brought in this free agent that's supposed to go out there and guarantee me XYZ numbers and XYZ touchdowns and XYZ this, that, and the other. Like, they're not telling he should just be here and we should just gloss over the fact that, he is Keenan Allen, and that comes with a honestly, it comes with a reputation. But I
Yeah.
just need Keenan Allen from the Los Angeles Chargers last season. If he gives me that, I'm happy. I'm happy, and I feel like this offense will be just as happy, man. So as I look at that, honestly, I'm ensuring that I'm not pretending like it's 2020 and we're getting Keenan Allen. It's 2026 and we're getting Keenan Allen.
Yeah.
So we should temper those expectations, but they should be leveled at what we just saw. Nothing less than what we just saw, because I feel like he can do it. And we're gonna talk about joint practice here in a second. But I mean, from the tape, dude, it ain't practice all summer, basically. Been working on his own. I'm sure he's looked like he was still moving pretty good and doing what he wanted to do out there for the most part.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man.
Yeah.
This is a huge name, bro. Now, I will say this. Let's go in and let's throw a bit of a curveball into the situation. Of what
Mhm.
we to be available, some of those guys are off the table now. But let's say Keenan, Stefan, and Debo, they were all out there upwards of just a month ago, maybe even 3 weeks ago. All those guys were still viable. Now
Mhm.
we've landed with what we got, and Stefan went to Washington and Debo went back to San Fran. Are you happy with this, or would you have wanted one of those other guys? How do you look at that situation?
I'm happy with it for what we need. I so honestly, I was never really high on Debo Samuel.
I was a
Only
little different.
because of the fact
Okay.
that, yeah, I feel like it's a little bit, because I mean, honestly, even if you look at, the 1 year that he spent, I think, in Washington last year, I think it was largely forgettable more than anything else. Diggs.
First one, taking shots. Damn, man.
Yeah.
Forgettable.
But the thing is, like, I think Debo's career has been that he's more so a weapon than an actual wide receiver. So when it comes down to some of those things, like, it's tough because, it's almost like you have to create certain plays, or you have to create a certain type of offense to be able to maximize his potential. When it comes to Diggs, I mean, I would have been cool with Diggs. I think he kind of was out there for a very, very long time just because of his legal off season. So
Like, man,
that
pause.
yeah. I I think, but if we're looking at the Keenan Allen signing, looking at who he is, looking at the player, looking at the familiarity with Shane, I feel like this was the play all along. They just needed to go ahead and just go over exactly what it was, and it came out that it took them some weeks to go and just get this whole thing kind of figured out. So, I mean, honestly, I think Diggs was the one that I would have liked the most, but I think Keenan Allen is one that made the most sense for this team and what we were looking for.
I'm gonna keep it a buck, man. The reports were they had been chatting upwards of months, whatever that, but they had at least been
Yeah.
chatting for a good amount of time. I'm gonna call it like I see it. I think that there was a soft guarantee made on both sides. Once they came up, whatever their number was, I'm sure they did that a long time ago because no way that's new. But I think they came up with a soft like agreement, like, okay, cool, yeah, it's gonna be 1 year, 8 and some change, that's fine. But because out of respect of you, you know what I'm saying? We don't need you to come show us nothing right now. Just stay healthy, work out, pass the physical, all the basic stuff. We'll see you at mid to late August. And
Mhm.
his side of it was cool. I really want to relink with Shane. I'm cool with that. I'll make it to where honestly I'm not really taking calls from anybody else. I feel like it
Yeah.
had to be because you don't talk for 2 months for 1 year, 8 million. Like that. I mean, you could talk about that in probably, I don't know, 7 minutes and be done with it, right? So I just feel like you said, man, like, hey, look, I'm 34 years old. I like extended summers, right? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm sure that I can, pick up what Shane is putting down as soon as I get there. I'm going to trust myself on that. I'm going to trust our relationship. So that's kind of how I see that. So once that came
Mhm.
out, I was like, oh yeah, for sure. He was definitely like, yeah, I'm trying to enjoy my summer. But I'll see you at the end of the summer and I won't be taking calls. So I think this is the best fit, though I
Yeah.
was a fan for Debo because of what you said. great utility player, in a guy's offense that can scheme up some craziness. You want a guy that's kind of like that athlete, right? Like I see Debo as an athlete. He might not be the fastest, he might not be the strongest, whatever, but he's a player that you can be like, look, I can give him an actual carry in the backfield. I could do an end around, he's thrown the passes. Like this dude can do a lot of different random stuff. And oh, by the way, he is, I don't know, a decent receiver. He's had years where he was a solid receiver. So I felt like that could have been a move, but I'm taking the guy that's a for sure thing wide receiver. And we can put three guys out there with Tyler Warren and do our thing. So this is the one that makes the most sense despite the age. And like I said, we should level expectations to at least see what we saw last year and temper them all this wide receiver one talk because, Keenan was that for a lot of his career. So that's what it is on that. Go ahead and transition and move on because, man, we got not one like last time we had a joint practice, but two practices back to back. And so, Sammy, if you could, please go ahead and let's start with this. I take this clip, not because that's some amazing catch. It probably was, but he was the biggest talk of day one. And oh, man, I guess joint practice day one, it really was about the injuries that are now seemingly not as we thought. But anyway, let's just talk about that. The injuries that maybe scared us yesterday and we feel better about today. So let's start with day one joint practice. Chris, I'll let you lead with that.
Yeah. So, I mean, day one, we'll just call that the heart attack day. Because with the way that they were reporting things happening,
the big one,
it's just like, oh Lord, like
I'm coming home, bruh. Shout out to the great Red Fox. Oh, this is the big one. I'm coming home. Facts, man.
But no, but the biggest thing is that like I think because we're so conditioned for it, we've seen it happen time and time again with injuries and things like that. That we just believe that anything that happens is we just believe that it's just going to be the worst. And in this case, Tyler Warren, they said that, he went down with a groin injury. And so they said that, some people said he was favoring the groin, but, I think for the most part, there were guys who were reporting it's just like, oh, well, he went down with an injury and then you see nothing.
Bro,
and so
immediately it's like Grok. How long does it take to recover from
a groin injury during joint practices? I'm like brother, what?
Crazy, man.
But then they said that it was he was hurt, and then they said that he walked back out on the field like after that. So it was one of those things where it was just like, oh, okay, good, so he's fine. And I think we had, and then the other injury. Now this is crazy because now I'm literally forgetting.
We had Latu. So
Latu, yeah.
And then we had it was three. Damn, who was the third? Or was that today? We had Ulysses Bennett go down today.
Bentley, yeah, okay.
Bentley, but yeah, there was the big names. It was Latu yesterday. It was Tyler Warren, and it's one more. Shoot, Chad, if you're in there, help me out. And Sammy, if you see that, please pop that up. But there was three names I thought yesterday that all kind of gave us like that. Oh shucks, you got to be oh shucks type situation. But so seeing him return definitely wasn't going to put him out there in no more harm. We hear Shane say today that the Tyler Warren situation is not serious. And was it Josh? I don't know. Was it Josh Downs? I don't know if it was Josh Downs yesterday. Josh Downs, I think, limped off last week or something. Thanks for that, Luis. But no, I think that mentally when we hear, we'll leave with this, Chris. When we hear now, not serious. What does that do to the psyche when you hear Colts personnel, coaches or GM or whomever say not serious?
Well, first off, I never listen to Shane because the thing is, I feel like I'm frequently being gaslit whenever Shane talks about an injury because Shane says, we're looking into it. We don't have any information. No, you don't have any information because it clearly it has to be somebody's coming to him. It has to be somebody's coming to him and saying something, and he's just like, "Oh man, is that a bird?" And then he just kind of walks off because he almost said, "Oh yeah, it was Ward." Thank you, Ugly. So it was Ward.
But Ward's just
No, but Ward, they've been talking about the fact that he's had the back injury, and that's what I'm alluding to because they're talking about the back injury. He's just like, oh, I don't have any information on that. We're just seeing exactly how that goes. It's just like, oh, great. I asked you that question. I walked away knowing even less than I did before I asked you the question.
What do we really know? Do we know anything? Right? That's why I said, does it mess with your psyche? Because what is the safe play here? I think the safe play here is right now it's a day-to-day situation. You know what I mean? More to come, or I don't know, because I feel like the hype behind injury, because it's always been a fear here recently, these last 3 to 4, 5, 6 years, Colts fans can't really accept any answer. But I'd rather go with a very vanilla answer versus a timelined one when they said a few weeks for Alec Pierce, or in this case, they're taking it's not that serious, and we've seen not that serious equal pup list or whatever, right? So yeah, man, abductor. I think it's an abductor situation for Tyler, and then I don't know what Latu had yesterday, but he had something.
But whatever it was, it's just he came back. But I think also it also depends on the reporting, right? Because something hit on the timeline on Twitter, of course, that Latu got hurt, but I think it wasn't verified. It was just somebody just kind of put that information out there, and that the way that sometimes Colts Nation is, we see somebody say something, and because we're not there, but because they're there, when we hear them say something, they're like, oh no, this person's hurt. And then it spreads like wildfire, even though Latu was over there sipping the Gatorade talking about, man, these reps have been great. And it's like,
look, man, I am retired military. I think y'all all know that. But the actual phrase by order of national security, that's real. And so what I'm getting at is a lot of people don't get to know certain things because of what you're saying. Spreads like wildfire. Everybody's like, oh my God, it has happened. The injury bug is strike. We're going to miss this guy. They're lying to us, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, man. So hopefully these injuries will all resolve themselves pretty quickly. And by September 13th, when it's time to go get shit done, excuse my French, they'll all be out there. But here we go, man. Let's actually talk about what happened in joint practice. And I'm going to start with the sour side of things because that carries over into day 2 as well. What's going on with the run game, dog? Apparently, the Falcons were giving us the business when it comes to, dominating in the run game, always being behind the line of scrimmage, TFLs, would have been sacks. Let's just talk to the run game. Let's not even talk about that. But, getting TFLs, and basically we can't do anything. And I think predominantly that was a right side issue. So what's your thoughts on that?
I think they're still trying to figure out what the kind of right side is, but also I know that they've had some time struggling, but my guy Seth McGowan, they said that it's just even in joint practice day 1, they said that he was able to get a would-be 50-yard run. So the thing is, it's just I know that it's been kind of kind of questionable here and there, but I don't. Yeah, I don't think that the run game is necessarily going to be an issue at all, because I think when you really dial up JT, and now you're just kind of getting the other guys acclimated. I think right now between Seth, Ulysses, and whoever else is in the room currently, you're trying to see exactly who's going to be able to fit this the best. Well, and I think for me, I'm man, what is happening right now?
What is happening?
The best. That is crazy. But see who's going to be. I think it's going to be who's the best complement to JT, because what JT is. JT is somebody who is a strong running back, but I think speed is his best attribute, the elusiveness, everything that he has. So for me, who's going to come in and kind of be like that guy who's going to offset that? Who's going to be that guy who's going to be the guy who's not afraid to go ahead and initiate contact and do those things? So I think right now you're just seeing exactly what works, seeing how you're going to be able to do it, but then also seeing how this is going to be a fit in terms of what other formations you're going to do. Are you going to have heavy tight end sets? Are you going to have all these other things that you would potentially want in the run game? So I think right now they're just trying to figure that out all together.
Well, I should know this because I was there, but it's eluding me right now. But correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, Atlanta was pretty much, stopping our run and putting a lot of pressure on Daniel before the 83 yarder, right? Like I feel like JT was kind of bottled up before the 83 yarder. I know how it finished, but I felt like Atlanta was an issue last year in Berlin too, right? Early on, or most of that game, I
Uh,
should say, until OT and that. Well, I guess the fourth quarter was when the 83 yarder happened, and then OT, like JT finished them off. Is what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
they were putting a lot of pressure on us in the game, and I think it's going to be the same. Um, the biggest thing for them is that now they're gonna. I think for them, they're looking at how to dial up certain plays because now they're missing Jalen Walker for the year because of the
Yeah,
torn ACL.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
now it's just like they're trying to see how they're going to be able to dial up pressure, what they're going to be able to do. So I think that may be factored into it too, because now without having somebody on the outside, you're going to have to see how your defense is going to move without that presence on that side. Whereas now I think the other thing is that, and once again, we're talking about the fact they were able to dial up pressure, but they weren't able to really get anything in terms of stops. Because I mean, when Daniel Jones had time, and I think this is between yesterday and today. I think today he went for like 14 for 14 passing.
No, that was yesterday. He was cooking yesterday, but he
Oh
did
yes,
good
okay,
today.
okay.
So yesterday was 14 to 14, which we were about to get there next because I was like, for what we were not able to do in the run game, in the pass game, we were cooking. I mean, the dude was perfect. And I feel like it didn't even matter who was out there. Now, Keenan didn't practice yesterday. He just showed up and kind of did some interviews and was on the sideline. So this is
Mhm.
still Daniel working with predominantly Josh Downs, Tyler Warner until he goes down, and then fill in the blanks. And so he was still able to do that type of servicing out there, man. So I feel like, yeah, we want to see balance, and y'all know how we both feel when it comes to the run, right? And I know
Mhm.
offense is predicated on the pass, so
Yeah.
I feel like we got to figure that out, and kind of like filling things out. This is something we discussed both in our chats. Shout out our entire chat, the Colts Collective. But this is why I continue to say I believe at some point, probably much sooner than later, we'll see Farmar take that right guard spot, and then Jalen Travis will still be the right tackle because I feel like Jalen Travis is probably a better pass blocking tackle right now, but it's really hard to be a solid running graded tackle if you have nothing beside you. like
Yeah.
like most of that stuff is interior. Like this isn't pee-wee football where everything's a toss sweep, right? Like most of the action happens, from the center to guard, like in those gaps. And if you have nothing next to you, and I'm not calling Gonzalez nothing, but I'm saying like we know that that's where he struggled. The couple years he started now, JT doesn't get a lot of action on the right side. We always say run behind Q, pull Q. So that's been telling us we've had a glaring situation there at right guard. And I feel like if you really want to start moving the sticks, you want to move those chains, you're gonna have to get behind 62, man, and put Gonzalez, as a swing tackle. And I'm okay with that. And I think if he wants to be better for the team, he's gonna have to be okay with that. That's my thoughts.
Yeah, I think Gonzalez. So I don't think it's necessarily that he can't, because I know that in games when he's been able to run, I think on that side it's been fine. But I think the type of running that you're expect or the type of run blocking that you're expecting him to do, I
Uh-huh.
think it's a little bit different because of the fact that it's just like that I've said before, and I'll say it again. Shane has been very, very vanilla with the run game.
Okay.
And so the thing is, he's not dialing up anything that's worth it. Like
Fair.
maybe dialing up a pistol, dialing up I form, single back, offset. Just doing something outside of just running those inside zone looks or those outside zone looks. and hoping that Jonathan Taylor just goes to it. To me, it's just like it's just been lazy. So that's why I would prefer, that he goes and just does a little bit more in the run game, especially now. Like I think last year you had the luxury of doing that because your fourth wide receiver in the room was AD Mitchell. Like, and we know that how immensely talented AD Mitchell is.
Yep.
Now you just picked up Keenan Allen. So now your fourth wide receiver in the room is once again Ashton Doolin. And I know it's just like people love Ashton Doolin, but once again, it's
NWI.
just like we like after that, it's just like there's some guys, there's some question marks, and now it's like, you have to be able to go into these games understanding that more so than anything else, you need to be able to have a balanced attack as possible.
Man, I want to also talk about the 101s, man. So, yeah, we heard like, Drake Wally has been in situations guarding bigger guys like Drake London, and he wins some, he lose some. He did have a pick six to the house yesterday, so give him his credit. But everybody was talking about, oh, he got mossed by, Drake London. We seen in 101s, we seen Sauce against Drake. You know what I mean? Sauce won a
Yeah.
rep. You know what I mean? Maybe Drake won one too. But one thing that I like to see are the players that have been injured and how they look coming out. And we got to talk about one of our vets real quick. Why Buckner pushing that little boy around like that?
When I saw
Why Defoe going crazy like that, man?
there was something that said, like, I think there was like a post on social media, and the post asked, how many 5-year-olds do you think you could fight before you get overwhelmed?
Yeah.
And to me, when I saw Buckner pushing this grown man, this center, pushing him back like that, I'm like, that would be the first kindergartner that would just run up, that is just completely just confident they can go out there and beat you. And like, you would never know that there was a neck injury. You would never know that there was anything like that because, I mean, the sheer brutality, the sheer force that went into him forcing that grown man back the way that he did, I was not just impressed. I was embarrassed for that guy because I don't know if he's a starter. But what I do know is he is probably looking right now like, I don't know whether I'm going to make this roster now.
Like, I don't lift enough weights. Because the one thing with that, I mean, with Defoe being as tall as he is, with a neck situation, leverage matters. So if he couldn't like, get into honestly like the right leverage type of position to be able to like push like that, we would see like, ooh, maybe he is feeling a little, like, oh, I can't really do what I used to. But this was like he was basically standing tall. The other guy had the leverage and he was just like pushing him, mulling him over. So I was happy to see that. Also, another guy that's been off injured, going back to last year, Wohler. So, Wohler was making plays yesterday, flying around, making TFLs, breaking stuff up like that. So that's good to see. We already kind of talked about Justin Wiley. Seemingly, like, doesn't matter. 2 years, two camps in a row, he's strapping people up. I'm hoping that he gets to finally see the field in a game of any sort, and that would be this coming Saturday when we actually play the preseason game, because this guy's got zero game footage. At least we've seen Wohler in a game. I'm talking about last week, so that's good to see. But I think another thing in joint practice, and maybe this is something that we'll continue to talk about, especially in the early part of the season, because we don't know what Alec Pierce looked like. But it looks as if, and maybe I'm going too crazy here, but it looks as if nobody can guard Josh Downs. This is 2 joint practices now against 2 different teams, to include our own team. So he's basically gone against a multitude of cornerbacks, pretty much since training camp started, and nobody can guard this dude. His route running, we already knew, was super sharp and super crisp, but we're seeing him make all the catches from all the positions on the field, X, Y, Z, wherever you want to line him up, whoever's guarding him. He's pretty much getting open, and if the ball is there, he's probably going to come down with it. Even today, he had that tip pass, still remained concentrated, caught it, and it would have been like a 50-yard touchdown or whatever it is. Like, I feel like JD is about to go nuts. Is that too early to call it? Like, what do you think, real quick?
No, I think it's not. And, the one thing that they did say was that the biggest beneficiary of the Keenan Allen signing is Josh Downs. Because, I mean, he was somebody that they were going to be planning on moving around, kind of playing that wide receiver 2 role. But now that you have Keenan Allen, you have somebody that you can't just kind of shade, or you can't just go ahead and just like maybe just half account for in coverage. You have somebody who you're going to have to keep an eye on, because Keenan Allen may not be who he was 10 years ago, but he's still a threat nonetheless. And so with Josh Downs being that, like, Keenan Allen, like, that's what you want. Like, you want somebody who's strong, but you want somebody who can also get that separation. And then Josh Downs is pretty much going to be able to work like anywhere on the field that they put him, because he has that opportunity now. So I really do believe, and I know he might have said that he's waiting until the end of the season, but I think you absolutely you might want to just go ahead and see about starting those contract negotiations now, because if he goes off this season, that price is going to go up.
I think that we really got one, and I really feel like he's been waiting for his opportunity, because he's been great on third downs. We know that we usually call it third and downs, but now you got a guy that's going to come in and honestly, like, probably take that role from him in the situation of being in the slot, making something happen, moving the chains and letting him just be, on the other side of Alec. I really think this is going to be something, dude. And again, I don't want to get too crazy. Maybe it's way too early to call it, but it doesn't matter who's been out there. Cornerbacks from everybody. Now, of course, he didn't go against Gonzo or nothing like that. They held him out last week when we were doing joint practice with the Pats, but he's going against all the Atlanta ones, and he's doing what he does, bro. So we call it what it is. We'll keep it at that. Chat, are you alive? Let's see what y'all talking about.
They're alive, all right.
All right, let's talk about it. Oh God, see?
Jesus Christ.
This is why, a guy named Dropstep Poppy. Okay, that's our guy. You know what I mean? But you come on here with this type of hate, man. You know what? We love you, Drop. Talk football. What else we got?
By the way, just want to let you know, if you're in the Carolinas, make sure that you support Dropstep. He has a chitlin taco business, so make sure that you hit him up for the chitlin tacos. Okay. Yes.
First off, that's some of the most diabolical food choicing ever. Taco chitlin.
Well, he is a diabolical individual.
What else we got?
Diabolical individual.
Okay, what's good, Teresa? We love that you keep supporting all the time.
What's up, Fulton?
We're called the Hamilton County Special Olympics softball team, rocking rookies, play softball. Hey, let's go. Get you that dub then. Go on, get that dub. Appreciate y'all.
Good job.
Go ahead, man. Let's get that dub. What else we got? Kevin, what's good?
Kevin.
Thanks for tapping in.
Oh, wait, hold on. I think you skipped but shout out to Derek White also.
Oh, Derek White, what's up, my guy? Yeah, Derek, no, you're everywhere. Like, where you're at right now is actually Berlin. Question: I will be in the Tottenham Spa in London. Will you be there, Derek? Let us know. What else we got? Josh, what's up, man? He be bringing hate to the chat. I love it.
Yes.
Tyler, what's up, man? Yeah, we got to get some football going for sure. Some tailgating as well. What else we got? Tua turned the ball over. Hey, he's hilarious. Tua, real quick, enjoying practice has been absolutely Tua, meaning desperation heaves. I think he threw a desperation heave up yesterday because he got picked a couple times. I think he threw a couple desperation heaves up today.
He threw a pick to Wally. He threw a would-be pick today to Grover Stewart. If Grover Stewart was maybe 50 pounds lighter, he probably would have caught it.
That is crazy. Two lefties is actually insane. Like, somebody do me an actual solid and see, has there ever been two lefties listed as the 1 and 2? I'm feeling like you can go back. Ooh, I'm going all the way back to the 80s in Seattle with like Jim Zorn, and I feel like there's another lefty behind him, but that's the only thing that I could maybe think of, and I could be capping on that. But who brings in two lefties? Like, what world is this? I have no idea what they're doing in Atlanta. Shout out Sports Block. I don't know what y'all doing, bro. What else we got down there? Oh yeah, I'll see. Of course you would, man. Absolutely. What else we got? Right. What else we got? Daz, what's good, man? Hell yeah, let's go Colts all day. Who else? Who got some questions? Who's still hanging around? Here we go.
How much will Ogletree help this offseason? Are they just going to roll with Mo Alley Cox, Warren, and Mallory?
Ooh.
No. they paid Ogletree. Like they paid him.
Yeah.
Like so the thing for me, I'm gonna look at it like if you're moving forward, if Will Mallory having the preseason that he's had, if he remains healthy, because health has always been his biggest issue. If he remains healthy, he absolutely could contribute to this room immensely. I mean, I like Mo, but I've said it once and I've said it again. It's just like I believe he's aging out of this room. I think
Oh,
you
he's gotta be.
100% have something with Ogletree, with Warren, and with Mallory. So I think honestly, like you keep going with those three because I mean I think they're going to give you the best opportunity to just I think solidify the tight end room more so than just hope that this will work out the way they're supposed to.
Hey, I
And
agree, man. Because look, Tree is a friend of the show, so I'm not gonna try to be a homer here. But I think we understand what his role is. He's a predominantly blocking tight end who has some pass catching capability. But I don't think that there's a lot being schemed up for Tree. You know what I mean? So I feel like he's going to probably take over as that true blocking tight end for us. You probably maybe see him a little bit more this year. And Mo Alley, he'll provide services, but then I think more than likely, no matter who's the GM next year, Mo Alley's out of here, bro, in my opinion. So
yeah.
that's how I see that, man. What else we got?
So, oh, and by the way, while we're bringing up the next question, this is the third time in NFL history there's ever been two left-handed quarterbacks on the same team.
Okay.
So they had Boomer Esiason and Eric Wilhelm in 1991,
Okay.
Mark Brunell and Steve Matthews in 97, and Michael Penix Jr. in 2. So this is the third instance of that. So yeah.
A couple of those guys, those are Jags. Shout out to our guy Max. Couple X's.
Yeah, shout out Max.
Max.
Max, we see you out here.
There he is,
Jag.
the same Max. There we go. Jag. And if you don't know what that means just a guy. Just a guy. And I have helped coin Jack. Just a coach. Just
That's
a
crazy.
coach. Yep.
That's crazy.
So we'll see if we got Jags and Jacks out there as the season starts. So yeah, and then if you're a plus minus, there's a whole system behind this that Max has created, and it will ensure to bring that to you weekly when we need to plus and minus the Jags and Jacks. It shall be fun. It shall be fun. Okay, what else we got, chat? Ooh, Teresa. This one's tough. I said this earlier in our group chat. It was yes. That's what? Hold on. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Well, I disagree with this guy. I feel like this comes down to the last day. If you play sports, that last day cut is stressful. If you're still on the to be cut list or to make team list, it's gonna come down to that, man. Spencer coming back from the knee. Spencer has, I won't use the word struggle, but he's missed kicks in camp and then made the kick in the game. And then Blake has made all the kicks in camp and then missed the kick in the game. I was reminded that both of them had a 60-yard opportunity in that game. Blake missed, Spencer hit it, but we know Blake made one in Seattle. I don't know. I can't say that this is secure. So to absolutely, I guess, debate Chris here, I don't know. I'm going to oppose him. I think that comes down to the last moment they have to prove themselves, in my opinion.
So I think the issue with Schrader coming in was that you didn't know whether or not he was going to be ready just based on the severity of the injury last year. But I mean,
fair.
You can we've seen I think for him it's just kind of getting ramped back up. But I think the fact that Blake having the preseason that he's had when it's come to practices, but then also seeing it in game with the misses, and then seeing that Schrader is he looks like he's unaffected by whatever from the injury last year. So now that he's back in those game situations, that to me means that he's going to be able to get back into those same game situations and do this, i.e. him hitting the 60-yarder in the game. And I mean, it looking like to him, it's just a chip shot. There's no pain behind the kick. It doesn't look like there's any difference in form. It looks like he's fully back. So for me, I'm going with what I know as opposed to what I hope with Groupie, because I think he had great moments last season, but once again, it's just he was called on. He was called on. So I don't know that it's going to be that, especially if he's getting in games and he's missing stuff regardless.
So either you work directly for Brian Mason, or you're the most advised breakdowner. That's not a word of kickers, because I ain't even look at it in that depth. Dog, you've missed in practice, you made it in the game. The other guy, you haven't missed in practice, you missed in the game. That's so until we can get a better, or not a better, a more evaluation than that. But Chris broke it all the way down. We're gonna call you special teams Chris from going on now.
Hey man, listen, special teams coach, you know, he went down.
He did go
You know,
down.
I had to kind of step in, so I had to make sure that I'm evaluating that side of things as well. So
I feel
we
like
got to
you
do
have,
what we got to do.
I feel like you have a number 3 shirt, not even a jersey, t-shirt underneath your Colts breakaway there. But anyway,
Yeah, no, but to answer the question, Jag plus Blake Groupie.
well, wow, Jag Plus, the first Jag Plus of the season, Blake Groupie. Is that
Blake
the mention?
Groupie, yeah. Yes.
Let's get ready to
Absolutely.
close, man. Go ahead, do your thing, Chris.
So with that being said, oh yeah, by the way, Vic was a lefty, but he didn't have any other lefties that he's played with. So that's what, just want to make sure I point that out. But yes, so you can find us on Twitter. I'm gonna call it Twitter. So I'm gonna call it Twitter. At CJ Coltsman. You can find Clyde at Colts Clyde, and you
I
can
say my
find
name at Colts Clyde on X because I'm not living in the past. Damn, Cassius Clay. His name's Ali.
Okay, go ahead. Say you're on X. Exactly. So as we said before,
One for
so
you.
yeah. And we can't keep Groupie and Schrader because we only need to have one kicker on the roster. Probably go to
Who the
Bryce
hell
Ball,
said?
but,
Shout out, Big O. Why can't we keep both? We can't keep 2 kickers. This is not college, man. We don't get an 85-man roster. Right? No, that's not towards you, Teresa. That is towards another guy who argued us down. A precious roster spot at 53. He wanted 2 kickers. Insane. Go ahead, Mike.
Yes. And then also make sure that you are following the podcast page on Twitter at SickPodColts, and make sure that you're following us on YouTube. You're going to see a lot more content from us. We recorded a bunch of videos. You're going to see another one posted tonight. So yes, make sure that you are subscribing on YouTube. Hit that notifications button so you'll be notified every single time we post. This way you'll be in the know, and we'll be able to make sure we're getting you all the content we can, live, direct, straight to you. And then also make sure that you are listening to recaps of this episode on Mix 105. You can actually follow Mix 105 on Facebook, or you can just look up mix105.com out of Indianapolis. Not only are they a great radio station, but they're also very embedded in the community with making sure that they're giving back. So make sure that you are following them, looking at their work, everything that they do, and then make sure that you go to Visit Indy. Go ahead, bring up the QR code. Appreciate you, Sammy. Visit Indy is where you go for everything happening in the Indianapolis area. It's back to school time. I think Indianapolis already went back to school, but they're still having a lot of back to school bashes. There are basically a lot of events that are going to be happening, especially going into the fall season. People doing the pumpkin picking, all the things that you're expecting to do. You can actually find those on Visit Indy, and it'll let you know everything happening in the Indianapolis and surrounding areas. So make sure that you're using that QR code, sign up for an account, make sure that you're using that, and then you'll be able to see everything happening out there. But that's it for me. We still have some other comments. So yes, so also, I don't know, well, Clyde, I don't know whether you want to announce it or not, but we'll basically be having more around the 45 minutes, we could say, with the episode. So definitely go ahead and look out for that.
Yeah, definitely
So,
definitely keep asking questions. Even through rewatches, we'll get back and respond to you. I promise you that. Thank you for tuning in as well. Like I said, you heard it from him, but you're gonna hear it from Unc now. Go ahead and support us, man. We need the support, bro. Go ahead and like that, hit that bell, add those numbers up. Y'all know how this thing algorithm stuff work. I don't need to explain it. But we're gonna keep trying to bring you great content. We're definitely gonna bring you lots of fun at this year's tailgates and all that. So tap in with the Sick Podcast, Anvil Show Boys, as well as the Forge crew there in Touchdown Town. We can't wait to get this thing started. And dog, we only a few weeks out. But until next time, Do all the things we told you to do. Sammy, take us out.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Sick Podcast Anvil Show on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts.